Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Minor League Esports. It's a beautiful Saturday night here, week number 2, and we are rocking and rolling through all of the matchups today. We've got another exciting one on the docket for you, the Dodgers and the Tyrants of the Academy League. I am your host for the next couple of matches, Hunted here, and joining me in the booth, man, I'm already getting ahead of myself. None other than Lars Newt. And Lars, welcome to the broadcast, my friend. And, accidentally getting the words mixed up here, said boost on accident, but that's because this is going to be a fast-paced series here.
Yeah, I'm excited. I know you're excited. I know the players are excited. So I think we're going to try to get rocking and rolling as quickly as possible here. But we've got the Tyrants and the Dodgers Academy League lined up for you. And some new faces, some old faces. This should be a good time. I'm actually, little fun fact, I am actually a former Dodger myself. My first team in the MLE was the Dodgers back in Season 7.
Well, there you go. So a little bit of some bias coming out from Lars here. Maybe we'll see. But we do want to get this game underway. The players are ready and waiting. I know they want to get this going. You and I want to see it going. And we are down on the field here. Dodgers and Tyrants. And this week 2 matchup going to be pretty important, especially coming off the head-to-head from last week for the Dodgers.
Dodgers had the doubleheader last week, so that puts them already early in the season, a little bit more experience. They're 1-1 for series, 5-5 for games, versus the Tyrants, Gamestrike and Cheeto, quickly scoring. Nice pass down from Gamestrike to Cheeto. What a play! Not from Gamestrike, excuse me. That was a mistouch from Venom.
Yeah, it looked like he was just trying to find that read, obviously trying to clear it out from in front of the net. Couldn't quite get a piece of it. That's an early goal for the Tyrants. It'll put them up 1-0. Good start for the 0-1 Tyrants here, looking for their first win of this season, and certainly could come. I mean, what better of a time than in week number 2 here, trying to kickstart your season. You don't want to go down too much too early, as Gamestrike has to make a good save there. It can seem like a long season, but these early games, they matter a whole lot.
They really set the pace for the upcoming season as the Dodgers strike right back. Nice play from Venom to carry this through the corner and up over the top as Gamestrike just misses the touch and can't take that away from Venom.
It looks like some potential stream nerves from either side to start things off. A couple of misses going to lead to goals on each end, and we end up tied here, 1-1, as that's a quick shot towards. Solid save from Gamestrike. Cheetah will play it along the mid-wall. And this will be Venom to collect. Minute gone, game number 1. So it has been pretty quick start to the game so far. Team's starting to settle in here. Cheeto's trying to rotate forward, get this out of the zone. Good touch by Venom. That'll force Gamestrike in a tough spot. Ando will rotate forward, but he can't get there in time. And we haven't really mentioned the team or the players here, but some pretty interesting stats across the board, specifically for this Dodgers team.
Yeah, Dodgers, Ando and Venom, every time I go to say anything, we've got a goal. Just a good pressure out of Gamestrike. Nice pick down into the corner, keeping that away from Ando. Ando scrambling to get back, but not able to get back in time. And speaking of Ando, so far this season, he's a 12 salary with a 3.85 MBPR, averaging 1.6 goals per game. So we'll be looking to see Ando score a couple of goals here. Venom, shockingly similar MBPR, 8.3 and 1.2 goals per game.
Oh, big miss there, and it's going to be Gamestrike to send the Tyrants up ahead by 2. And you're right, we expect some good things here from both of these Dodgers players throughout the season. Pretty good start for them early on, but they're going to be trailing the Tyrants here again after a couple of near misses, really. It's been a game of misses so far, and we expect that, especially out of teams that haven't played on stream yet so far this season, as Ando was looking for a touch. You can see that in these early games, people just trying to get their bearings, if you will. It's kind of a different environment playing on stream, as that's a good pass. Gamestrike right out to Cheeto, and that'll extend the lead to 3 here for the Tyrants.
Speaking of nerves, well, first, I just want to give credit. That's great awareness from GameStrike to stay upfield on that and not rotate back too early looking for that upfield pass. A little bit of a mistouch, maybe low on boost, but able to get it back center for Cheeto to follow it up. But you mentioned the early nerves, and I want to touch on the Tyrants and that 0-1 record they have so far. It's so important for them to win this series because it shows, hey, maybe we just had some week 1 nerves, maybe some week 1 miscues as we haven't played together a whole lot. So if they can come together in week 2, it sets them up really well going forward in the season.
Oh, Ando rings the post. That was a goal needed there by the Dodgers, down by 3. And, I think that you're exactly right. And we talked about it a little bit earlier on, that this series is important to the Tyrants. You want to get your season started off on the right foot. A couple of losses early on could lead the world come playoff time. So looking to right the ship early here in the young season as Ando just a bit high on the shot. GameStrike will play that into the corner. Now the Dodgers, 2 minutes left to go, looking to close in on this 3-goal lead. They've got the Tyrants in their own zone. Ando can't get there in time, though. And a couple of giveaways by the Dodgers, really opening up some space here for the Tyrants. Maybe another opportunity as GameStrike looks for the pass. Cheetah will turn, won't get there in time. Here comes Venom back the other way, has a chance, can't make it work. Good save on the line there by Cheetah. It'll stay a 3-goal lead.
Would have really liked to have seen Venom push that ball forward. That shot didn't have enough power on its own, but he had the chances. He's looking for the double and doesn't quite get it. Ando following, but GameStrike able to push it away. What I like out of the Dodgers so far is, yeah, they're losing by 3, but they've shown some really good offensive pressure. And it's just like you said, it's those giveaways at midfield and in their own end that is letting the Tyrants take control of this game. If they can get better control of this ball, then it's really promising for the Dodgers.
Couple of missed opportunities on the offensive side as well. We saw, of course, that double touch, not the easiest play to make, but an opportunity nonetheless. Couple of wide shots. This is bouncing in front. Nobody going to challenge. Venom finally going to rotate forward now. A little bit of space. Tries to go underneath. GameStrike can't do it. That will be blocked down and away. 45 seconds left to go. Does GameStrike have another? Yes, he does. That's the hat trick for GameStrike in game 1. A 5-1 lead now. And it looks like the Tyrants going to jump out to an early 1-0 lead here in the series.
Absolutely. This game, I'm sure, is out of the reach of the Dodgers. It would be nice to see them maybe change up their strategy a little bit and look for something that works so that going into game 2, they've got a better feel. Game 1, it's shot. Just look for a couple goals and look to shut down these Tyrants and just take that time to figure out the strategy going forward in this series.
Well, GameStrike again, solid shot on goal, a beauty. That'll make his 4th. Just taking advantage of the light touches from the Dodgers, and you can tell, again, going back to the point of the giveaways and turnovers, it really feels like the Dodgers giving a whole lot of time and space to the Tyrants, really for free, opting not to go for a couple of challenges, really trying to respect their opponents, but respect is a good thing in Rocket League. You need it when you're battling against players of equal skill, but sometimes you can respect them a little bit too much. You give them too much free time, especially in a game mode like 2s.
Absolutely. I know this is something I harped as Cheeto makes a good, quick turn off of just another gift from the Dodgers. They've just handed this game to the Tyrants on a silver platter, but I harped last week watching the fellow caster Thunderballs play. I harped a lot on just giving too much space. 2s is tough because you don't want to overcommit forward and open yourself up in the back end, which the Dodgers have a couple of times, and it led to Tyrants' goals. But Dodgers saving the Brazil as Ando comes down. I guess I'm just too long-winded. I can't finish what I want to say. You have to really balance not overcommitting forward, but getting in your opponent's face. If you let them have space, they're going to be able to make passes and mechanical plays, and that's just not going to end well for you.
9 goals in 5 minutes. Can't feel too bad about that, Lars. It's tough to get talking points in when the goals are flowing as much as they have been in game 1, but a 7-2 win here for the Tyrants. You look at the shot totals and you'd be surprised. 8 shots for the Tyrants. They've scored 7 of them, and 14 shots for the Dodgers. And it goes back to what we were talking about, a couple of big missed opportunities on the offensive side. Granted, even if they score those, I don't think they win this game with the goals that were given up at the end there, but it would have been a much closer, and potentially we could have seen them button up on the defense with a close game heading into those final minutes.
Yeah, a couple of things. The first, you talk about buttoning up on defense, not only with the offensive pressure of the Tyrants, but 8 saves. And it just goes back to what I said early in the match. Dodgers did a really good job containing the ball down in the Tyrants' end, and they just give up the ball and let it roll back towards their own net. They didn't do a good job of maintaining that, being able to get back quickly and make those saves. But the flip side of that is the Tyrants and that defensive pressure. But some of those saves were also kind of gifts from the Dodgers. You mentioned the term light touches earlier, and it's just that. Dodgers didn't have a lot of power on anything. They did a good job when they intended to and slowing the ball down and keeping control. But when they needed a big clear or a hard, fast shot, it was just light touches, and they couldn't get enough speed on the ball to beat the Tyrants.
Well, we'll see if things can change here for the Dodgers. Not how you want to start the series. We'll see, again, if they can make those necessary changes. Had a little bit of time there in between games 1 and 2. We'll see how they use that as we head into the second game. The beauty of Rocket League, of course, Lars, is that no matter what the score was in the last one, it's always 5 minutes on the clock, 0-0 on the board, and we're underway here in game 2. With that, the Tyrants looking to build upon their lead as they look at a first offensive opportunity. It'll be Venom trying to play this out of his own zone. Good control there. Ando can't quite beat Cheeto to it. Will be game strike to collect out of the corner. Venom last back. Cheeto's lurking in mid. Can't find the pass out in front. And will send Cheeto back to his own zone. Tries to cut that one off. Got to be careful. Giveaway. Oh, he makes the play. No. Cheeto, I thought he gave it away, but he takes it away on the line. And now an opportunity back on the other side. It'll bounce out. Game strike opting for a defensive posture here. But my goodness, looked like the Tyrants were down for sure, but a good save. And we stay 0-0.
What great composure out of Cheeto, not panicking, managed to pull that one off the line. And then on the flip side, Dodgers double committing up on that. Not only double committing up, but both missing the ball and not getting the goal. If they want to win this game, on top of not giving up the ball with those just missed touches, as a great play out of Ando, slows it down and doesn't try to go over the top. I think a little bit of a fake out to get it past the defense.
Just underneath Cheeto. Those are tough plays to read if you're the defender. You've got to make a decision when you're up in the air. Sometimes you pick right, sometimes you don't. And unfortunately for Cheeto, couldn't quite fall down on top of that one. And Ando will collect his first of the game here. So a 1-0 score line. Dodgers trying to even up the series. A long way to go here in game 2, especially playing on the defensive end right now as game strike. Gonna give that one away to Ando. Here's Cheeto along the half wall. This will force Venom to rotate. Another bit of a giveaway there to Cheeto. Shouldn't cost them too much, as now gonna cause the overcommit as Venom gonna take the pass directly from Cheeto, and Ando will score. And you could tell the Tyrants overcommitting a little bit too hard to that ball. Cheeto tries to salvage it, can't do it.
I was a little scared there. I saw Venom initially turn away from that ball and then send it wide, but Ando, great pickup to bring that back to the net. 2-0 Dodgers, as it looks like they've got it figured out on how to beat these Tyrants.
Capitalizing on opportunities certainly seems like part of their recipe. They had, of course, that miss early on, but since then they've been able to net 2. And they've got 3 minutes to try to defend this lead, as here comes Ando down the side wall. Good pass out in front. Venom not going to challenge, as Cheeto will send it down. That's in. Venom can't get there. He turned away, but still can't get back to the ball, and it's 2-1.
I'm really liking what I see out of Cheeto in this game. Cheeto has shown some great car control, and now with that deep, long shot from goal line to goal line, some good accuracy to put the ball on net. Dodgers are going to have to find a way to shut Cheeto down and force game strike to pick up some of that slack if they want to keep this away from the Tyrants.
And Cheeto coming into this with a goal a game average. He's certainly surpassed that so far. Though he's going to miss this one. Venom, he's got to turn this on goal. Game strike from behind. Able to play that one away. Good play from him, but still, they play in the defensive zone. Venom is there, can't get the touch on it. Ando just trying to maintain possession here for the Dodgers. He'll turn on this one, give away to Cheeto. Venom has to hustle. He'll get there in time. And it'll stay a 2-1 lead with just over 2 minutes left to go. Game Strike picks this up. He shoots and scores. And we're tied up here at 2.
Venom unfortunately turning the wrong way away from that ball, and I know from experience it's very awkward trying to figure out when you're looking back across your car to see where that shot's coming from, trying to get the car to react quickly enough to get in front of it. Good shot from Game Strike finding the corner there, getting it past Venom.
The Tyrants respond with 2 goals here after going down by 2. And now press to look for the advantage. Cheeto misses that one wide. He had a lot of net to shoot at there. Good demo onto Ando, and that will kill the momentum for the Dodgers as Cheeto turns it back the other way. Venom looking for the bump, won't find it. Cheeto up in the air. Does he have the play? No, not quite. Solid read by the defense. Here comes Game Strike. Shot towards, should be no problem, and it will be Ando to patiently play this out of his own zone. Tied up game, 90 seconds to go, game 2. And really, in my opinion here, Lars, a must-win game for the boys in blue.
Absolutely. This has been just too close, with the Tyrants able to take so many good quality strikes on their net, and they just don't have a lot of confidence coming out of that first game. If they can't win this one, it's going to put them in a hole mentally more than anything and momentum-wise going forward through the rest of the series. But it looks like Ando is going to give them the lead with 64 seconds left in this match.
Yeah, and Ando just easily beating Game Strike to that ball. Knows he's got a ton of time, doesn't rush it. Make sure that he secures the goal, and the Dodgers come away with the 1-goal lead. And you go back, I believe it was Game Strike who had a shot on net just 30 seconds ago or so. Hit the crossbar and couldn't quite finish it off. You got to remember that one if the Dodgers walk away with this 1-goal lead, as this is going to bounce out towards Cheeto. Sends that one a bit wide. Venom tries to collect, good 50 there. He's got Game Strike beat, but he can't find the pass to Ando. Still, time being wasted. Ball in the Tyrants' end. But if you're the Dodgers, you can't let them break out of the zone too easily. There's a good play by Venom. It's going to bounce out in front. Ando's there. Just going to opt to push this one into the corner. Cheeto was lurking. As this will be a pass down to Venom. Quick shot just wide. Only 20 seconds left to go. Can they maintain this 1-goal lead? Game Strike was looking for the demo. Ando will send it clear, and this is a great way to end this game here for the Dodgers.
Dodgers continue to show a little bit of a passive gameplay. I know you mentioned that bar down and how you got to remember that one for the Tyrants if they lose. But the flip side of that is they've only had this 1-goal lead, the Dodgers that is, for the last minute. And they played a little passively as they came through that. And I think if you are the Dodgers, you can't back off too much. It's so close. That goal could have easily been a goal to tie it up. And the Tyrants are so close to be able to just pick that off and score and tie this back up. So if you're the Dodgers, stay in their face, keep the pressure on. We saw Venom back off earlier with low boost. Just stay up, stay in the face. Don't let them have space. Cheeto is a great mechanical player.
You know, and let's go ahead and take a quick look at the first goal of the game there by Ando. It was a nice little aerial play. You can see he baits out that defender, and this kind of set the tone for the game, Lars, and in a great way. And you kind of mentioned it too, that the Dodgers needed that first goal, and it was up to Ando to secure it for them. And what a great job in doing that, just baiting out that defender, knowing Cheeto's been playing well. You've got to try to get something by, and Ando did a great job there.
Absolutely. We see a little bit of a flip in the score lines here. This time we've got 11 shots out of the Tyrants, but 8 saves on the end of the Dodgers keep them in this game and allow them to walk away with a win on this one. But going forward, I think if you're the Tyrants, maybe you want to start playing a little bit of a physical game. The Dodgers have been a little tenuous on their rotations going through this series so far, and if you can start to bump and demo and disrupt those rotations, you can really throw them off and open up that net a little better. Dodgers continue to take advantage of any mistouches out of the Tyrants and hope that you can continue to put them home and that the Cheeto Game Strike combo doesn't rear its head.
Well, we're tied up at 1 in game 3, as that's a great play from Venom. The dunk, and that should be in. It will. the Dodgers take the early goal lead. I like the aggression there from Game Strike. Just a bit unlucky. Played that right into Venom, and he's going to pay for it.
Good aggression out of Game Strike. Cheeto a little over-aggressive. That's the side of twos that we were talking about earlier. You have to have one player up in the other team's space. But the flip side of that is the other player can't be up there with you because it just lets that ball, like you saw, roll right back down towards your own net.
Well, here we go. This is going to be Cheeto. One-on-one with Ando. He's got a lot of space, and he'll score. Beautiful play, beautifully played there from Cheeto. Solid possession here, especially being that first man Ando turning the wrong way there. You can see on your screen as well. And that's a great response. The Tyrants needed that one here, Lars, not to get down too early.
Absolutely. This is still very much so anybody's series. And like we said earlier, if Cheeto gets space, he's got that mechanical ability to make plays. Venom did everything he could to dive in and take that away, but just not enough as this ball rolls back. Easy goal for Game Strike.
Yeah, and this an unfortunate error here from the Dodgers, a little bit too far forward, trying to play a little bit aggressive. And you've got to be aware of where you are on the pitch, where your opponents are, and what kind of plays they have, especially in a game mode where you don't have the security of the third man. And it can be quite difficult as Ando looks for a return fire. Cheeto makes the save. The pinch out, can't find it towards Venom. Game Strike now with an opportunity with Ando able to get back in time. And a high-scoring Game 3 continues. More opportunities for either side here.
Heads-up play on that face-off from Venom, bumping the Tyrant player, I believe it was Game Strike, off the ball to allow Ando to come up and take a shot. Unfortunate it didn't pan out, but I like where their head's at.
This is going to be Venom all the way back down. Game Strike. He's going to hustle into the corner here. It bounces out. Ando can't find it, but Venom will keep it in. Cheeto now along the sidewall. Little bit of an opening there. Great shot, but a better save by Ando. Can they turn this into a goal of their own? Venom will shoot, but Cheeto makes the play. Still it bounces out. Ando's there. He scores. A beautiful play on both sides of the field from Ando, and we're tied at 2.
I think Venom panicked a little bit and felt the pressure to put that shot on early, but it doesn't matter as Ando's there to clean it up and slam that one home and bring us back into a tie game.
The save as well. Cheeto made a very good shot off that side wall. It looked like it was going to be a 3-1 lead for the Tyrants, but Ando slams the door. Goes back the other way, scores a goal, and we're tied. 3:15 to go. This is going to be Venom. Play this into the zone. Game Strike will play it away. Good pass. Ando's there, but he can't get the touch. Double commit, dangerous. Venom's got to make a play here, though, and he can't do it. Cheeto just getting back in the nick of time, and it looked like a little bit of hesitation from the Dodgers striker. Could have been a shot opportunity. That one's off the post, and the play away by Ando. Double commit, wide open goal for Cheeto. He should be able to turn this in, and he will. And a collection of errors on the offensive side turn this into a Tyrants 3-2 lead.
You called it out a couple of times, Dodgers playing up too aggressively, and then the inevitable happens. The Tyrants make the save, and there's no one back to stop them as they turn around and walk the ball down the field.
And it's something that can plague these teams, especially in a league like MLE as Cheeto. Unfortunate play, but a better save, and that's going to turn into a goal as well. Unbelievable stuff here from the Tyrants, turning what looks to be short goals into goals of their own. It's the last 2, Lars, and you've got to commend a team that can do something quite like that. And by the way, that's a hat trick here for Cheeto in Game 3.
We're not even halfway through this game. 6 goals already, 4 of them for the Tyrants. And it's honestly a little disappointing to see. The Dodgers did such a good job of managing a good level of aggression down on the other end of the field, and it just broke down. They started to double commit upfield, and the Tyrants turned it around on them. And it seems like it's getting in their heads a little bit as the Tyrants score another unanswered.
It's 4-2 now in a pretty critical Game 3. As Game Strike might make it 5. Oh, bad, good save from Ando. Pinches it off the post. Cheeto can't get there. And again, Ando. Great couple of saves on his goal line there. Have saved this game really for the Dodgers. They're still in it, only down by 2. But they need to get some offense working here, and they need to work out the rotation. That's over Game Strike. Cheeto gets there just in time, as now Ando going to keep it in. That's going to float towards the cage. It'll be Game Strike to play it away. Venom, potential pass. It's a good one there to Ando. He can't get around it, though. This will just bounce to the midfield. You got to be careful if you're the Dodgers, too. The rotation is good. It's good keeping them zone time, but you're wasting a whole lot of time and not really generating too many shot opportunities.
That's something we've seen out of the Tyrants. Cheeto particularly just moving so fast. If you're the Dodgers, like you said, good rotations, good job keeping the ball down on the Tyrants' end. But if you're going to want to open up some opportunities, you're just going to have to do everything faster as Cheeto walks this down to extend that lead to 3.
Make it a 4-goal game for Cheeto. 4 goals on 5 shots. He's got 3 saves as well. Highlight game for him. And the Tyrants look to battle their way to a 2-1 series lead heading into Game 4. There's still 1 minute and 3 seconds left, so not out of this game entirely are the Dodgers. It is quite the task here. We'll see if they're up to it. So they got to play out of their own zone. The Tyrants doing a great job all series long of being able to handle any kind of Dodgers pressure on the offensive side. It continues as Game Strike out of the corner by Ando as well. This is going to waste even more time here in the corner. 35 seconds left to go. Cheeto is looking for the challenge. Ando now out towards midfield. Game Strike kind of caught out of position there, but Ando not enough boost to get back to it. Venom underneath the ball, and I think that'll do it. Likely a Game 3 victory here. Not really enough time for the Dodgers to take 3.
I like where Ando's head was at. He saw Venom upfield and tried, Cheeto looking to repeat the last Game 1, and he scores another. But I like where Ando's head was at. Saw Venom upfield and tried to get the pass up. Venom just turned back too quick, and it left him exposed for the Tyrants to turn around and bring this back to their own offensive opportunity.
Well, the Tyrants 6-2 here. They've got 2 wins now in the series, Lars. Both of them have been blowout games for the most part. The only game they lost was a close 1-goal affair in Game 2. And they look to improve their record on the season to 1-1. And you know, their game record coming into this one as well was 2-3. Obviously, dropping a Game 5 in Week 1 can be a bit disheartening, but it really doesn't look like the early season woes here for the Tyrants have really affected them. This has been a great series from them so far.
Absolutely. And I want to talk about the psychological aspect of this. First, one, we were very close on shots, Dodgers and Tyrants, but Dodgers spent so much time down in the offensive end with no real offensive opportunities generated. And that's got to be so frustrating for the Dodgers. So on top of now being down a game in the series and getting just crushed in 2 games, it's got to be frustrating to be on the attack and not scoring. So psychologically, they're going to have to be really careful not to get tilted going into this next game. Settle down. Don't overcommit forward. Don't be over-aggressive trying to make up for those missed opportunities. And the Tyrants, on the flip side, great confidence booster going into Game 4. It looks really good for them to win this series. The caution there being don't get overconfident. Don't think you have this in the bag. Dodgers did take 1 off the Tyrants, and they can do it again.
Yeah, it's always something in the back of the minds of players, spectators. You've got to finish the series no matter how good the earlier games have looked. You have to win 3 to win the series. So we'll see if they can do it. They've got to win 1 more in the next 2, do the Tyrants. And for the Dodgers, the next 2 going to be all important. Would love to improve their record to 2-1, stay above that 500 mark if they can here in Week 2. But it's been a tough task for them, and I agree with the sentiment that you made earlier. I think the offense has been good to an extent for the Dodgers, but a couple of missed opportunities as that's a team bump, and it's going to lead to the first of the game for Game Strike. And it's those kind of errors that just cannot happen if you want to beat this Tyrants team.
Absolutely. The Tyrants do such a good job of seeing those mistakes and capitalizing on them. Quick turns and accurate shots. If you're the Dodgers, and it also goes back to that psychological aspect as well. When you get frustrated you start not trusting your teammate as much. You start thinking, well, I've got to do everything. And then you end up with these double commits as both players feel like it's their responsibility to carry the team.
Well, they're down a goal. Need to win this game to force us into a decisive 5th and final game of the series. It's Cheeto right into Ando there at the midfield line. GameStrike will get up to it. Venom almost got caught out of position there a little bit, but he is able to get back to it. Pops it up right down onto Cheeto, and it'll squirt free the midfield line here. Here comes GameStrike off the ceiling. No problem for Ando. He'll play it up towards Venom, and now a minute gone, 1 goal on the board. Ando looking to change that. Good play there by Cheeto. He should have the clear as well. Now GameStrike with a shooting chance. Takes the shot. It is just a bit wide off the crossbar from Ando across his own goal mouth there. Lucky that didn't go in. But now the Dodgers back the other way. What a play from Ando. A beauty. Venom to Ando, and it's 1-1.
Venom got both of us. He faked him out, made it look like he's got enough boost to keep the pressure on, and GameStrike goes up to challenge as Ando slips in underneath. What a great team play to tie this game back up and keep the Dodgers alive in this series.
You know, it's not a whole lot. There are not very many double commits that look as good as that one was. And I mean, all reality, it was kind of a double commit there from the Dodgers. Works out for them as Venom has to go up and make a play. But hey, sometimes those plays, I mean, you've got to respect the touch of that first man if you're the defender. Ando does a great job of being in the right place, right time as GameStrike bounces that one high. Probably going to want that shot back. Had a lot of net to look at. But we stay tied. 3:15 to go as here's Venom. Will be turned away by GameStrike. Oh, bumped out of the play as well, but that almost baited Cheeto out a little bit too far. With 2 minutes gone, still a 1-1 game. This next goal could very well be the decisive one with how this game has gone so far.
I feel like we're watching two different series here. Game 1 and 3 were a series where the Tyrants are just walking all over the Dodgers, and now Game 2, and it's looking like Game 4, are a much, much more even affair where both teams are kind of getting equal offensive pressure time, and it's showing on the scoreboard, as opposed to that Dodgers on offense, but Tyrants with all the goals.
Well, we've played half of Game 4. We'll see if that continues to hold true. So this is GameStrike out of the corner. Grab that boost, can get back to the ball. Here's Ando now. Got Cheeto to beat. It's a solid challenge by the defense. This will force Venom back to turn. Back down into the Tyrants territory. GameStrike, misplay out in front. Can Venom get around it just in time? And the Dodgers will take the 2-1 lead, 2:04 to go.
Unfortunate touch from GameStrike. Good pressure out of Venom, staying upfield. I would like to know where Ando was throughout that whole play, just to reassure myself that the Dodgers have settled their rotation down a little bit, and they're going to continue to keep good pressure up on the Tyrants.
It looked like Ando was at midfield. I don't think he was expecting that touch from GameStrike. Honestly, I don't think Venom was expecting it either. As this is going to be GameStrike now looking for a shot again, just wide from him. He's had a couple of good looks, have GameStrike, but just high and wide on the shots. Can be a bit frustrating if you get all of these looks. You can't quite get them on goal as the Tyrants try to sort things out on the defensive side. A lot of time given to GameStrike. He makes the most of it. That'll be Cheeto to score. And that's the danger of giving all that time and space in twos. GameStrike is going to punish him for it.
Especially all that time and space to the mechanical team that is the Tyrants right now. Cheeto and GameStrike both showing a little bit higher level of mechanical mastery than Ando and Venom. Doesn't mean they're going to win this game, though. A lot of teams like to rely on their mechanics and forget that there's a whole lot to this game that's not just flashy stuff.
And again, I really do think that the Dodgers have been a little bit lax in their challenges, as this is GameStrike off the post and in, and the Tyrants bang bang on the scoreboard. They take the lead.
That's got to leave the Dodgers just shook to have the lead in Game 4 and then close to the end here have it flip around on them so fast.
And again, I hate to beat the point to death, but it does feel like the aggression from the Dodgers just not there. They're more than happy to allow the Tyrants to play into them when I think really they should be looking for those early challenges. Try to be aggressive, as this is Ando to tie the game off the post. Cheetah will pinch it away. And Ando, almost the hero again here for the Dodgers. They can't quite make it work, as with 53 seconds left, they need an equalizer. It'll fall down to Ando. He can't get a touch on it. This will force GameStrike into a bit of an awkward spot. Need both players to clear it away. 40 seconds left. A goal still needed by the blue team.
It's unfortunate Ando's sitting here with no boost, can't get up to challenge that, but I like him not panicking and not rotating away, thinking boost over ball, staying up and keeping that lurking pressure around midfield.
Final 25 seconds. The Dodgers want a chance in the series. They need a goal in that time. Here comes Venom. Right on to Cheeto. He'll maintain control at the midfield line. Dodges the demo. Dodges Ando as well. And what a play from Cheeto to waste time. Though he gives the ball up to Venom now. Maybe one final opportunity. Not a lot of boost in the tank here. 3 seconds left. 2 out of the corner. It's up too high. Ando wouldn't be able to get up to it. They're going to keep the ball up for the moment, but can't do it. And that will be the Tyrants to take game number 4 and thus the series. They'll move to 1-1 on the season. This time, not nearly as blowout as the first couple that they won, but they'll take the win either way.
It's unfortunate for the Dodgers. They looked really good through that game. They kept good pressure on, and they were making some pretty solid rotations. Just Tyrants so quick to the ball, so quick to take advantage of any little slip up from the Dodgers, which, as we've seen, has been just a little too common for the Dodgers to win this series. Just a few too many mistakes. I don't like to use mechanics as a way to judge who's going to win this game, but when it gets to the more basic mechanics and just being more consistent on the ball, Tyrants just beat them out.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the series-winning goal from GameStrike. It was a beauty of a shot just off the kickoff. A great pass out to him, bangs it hard off the post, and nothing the Dodger defense can do. Series winner for GameStrike, and, you know, talk about a way to get your season going. That's got to feel good for the young player.
Absolutely. And speaking of good plays, remember, this is an official broadcast. So if there's something you really like, you say an awesome play, clip it and go ahead and send it in and get one of these guys a play of the week. I would love to see a play from one of the games that we're watching right here end up as the play of the week. Get some balls guarana for one of these players.
And make sure that you send in all of your clips. A great point there, Lars, as we've seen a couple of wonderful plays from either team, and really even in that last game, a couple of wonderful plays from both sides. That the Venom Ando combo goal there kind of comes to mind as well. Hopefully somebody clipped that one. I'd love to see that again. But we are underway, Game 5. The Dodgers trying to salvage what they can from the series here. Would love to pick up one final game as we close this one out.
So for those of you that may not be familiar, the Tyrants have won the series, but every game counts when it comes down to playoffs. So we're going to play all 5, and this is not over for the Dodgers. It's really important that they win here and continue to put points up towards their team.
Especially come playoff time, games can mean getting into the playoffs or watching from home, and it oftentimes does come down to 1 or 2 games throughout the season. You think back, you could win one in a series that you dropped. Could mean the world. So the Dodgers certainly going to try their hearts out here to pull this series back to a 2-3. But in the first minute, no score. Has been the Tyrants on the offensive side. They've got the only shot of the game. That'll be the second one. Good save there by Venom. He's got 2 now. He will play this out to the midfield line. Does he have an opportunity? Can get it around Cheeto. Ando's going to rotate forward, but GameStrike, solid challenge, keeps it into the corner. He'll touch it away over Ando. Just a bit wide, and he jumps a little bit too early. Can't make it work. Will stay 0-0.
GameStrike's gotten a little lucky that they are doing so well in this series as Venom takes the pass off. No pass. Plays that up through the corner for the quick goal. Cheeto missing off the wall. It's such an awkward read when you're up on the wall already and the ball's bouncing out of the corner.
A tough play, but a good awareness there by Venom to realize he had the time and space to do that. Nice little self pass. Ando was there just in case as he gets bumped by his teammate now. Cheeto goes around Venom, and this could be an opportunity here for the Tyrants. Cheeto off the back wall. Game Strike, he's lurking, trying to keep this one in. Good play from Venom to pinch it forward. Now Ando with a potential shooting opportunity needs boost, and he'll give that one away to Cheeto.
It goes back once again to where we talked about the pressure from the Dodgers or lack thereof. Ando definitely needed to stay up on that ball and keep pressure forward to take away Cheeto's easy opportunity upfield, and doesn't. Chooses boost over ball and lets Cheeto come up and just touch it past Venom.
That'll tie the game. 3:02 left to go. 1-1 on the board. And the Dodgers, solid start to this one. Got to be careful now. Good play by Venom. Cheeto on the bump, but Venom keeps control. Now Cheeto last back. Venom out of the corner. Won't be able to get it by the defender. Now Ando rotates forward. This is dangerous out in front of the box, but it will be Cheeto to clear it on. We have called his name quite a bit here in the series. Cheeto has had a series to remember for him so far, especially with how this season has started for him, as that's going to be Game Strike to score off the play out of the corner, and it's 2-1.
It's interesting bounce up out of the corner, and Cheeto just interfering enough with Venom to let that ball continue towards center net. I don't think Ando was ready for that to continue forward with Venom sitting under it like that. Great awareness out of Game Strike to get up quickly to that ball and slam it home.
Now Ando, quick shot, he scores, and just like that, the Dodgers regain the tie off the kickoff. Good shot from Ando.
This is some of what we've been asking to see out of the Dodgers. It's just a speed thing in general with them that's been holding them back. It's just not a lot of power on the shots, not a lot of speed and aggression coming up the field. And there it is. Get the power, guys, and you can win this game.
They've got an opportunity. Tied up. Oh, Venom nearly forced that one through. Game Strike has to make 2 saves, and he does it well. Cheeto now going to cut across, make this play. Game Strike all alone, and that should be a free one for the Tyrants. Just in that far post, but it goes in. 3-2.
Ando hanging around in front of the net for just way too long. I appreciate the thought. Rotate through the defenders, try to get some bumps or some demos and disrupt that defensive effort, but just spent way too long kind of hovering and less rotating through.
That'll bring us to a 3-2 scoreline now. 2 minutes left to go. Again, the Dodgers just trying to salvage this series for what they can get. The Tyrants really looking to get their season started off right. As here comes Ando, looking for the shot down. Solid play there from Game Strike. He had a couple of wonderful saves to lead to the last goal. Cheeto nearly gets around the defense there. Pass out towards Game Strike. Ando won't get there in time. Venom should have control of this one. Maybe an open net to shoot at. Cheeto's going to get there late, and he won't be able to make it. The Dodgers will score, and it's 3-3.
I was expecting the flick out of Venom, but nice play. Getting that one up in the air and then taking it away from Cheeto. Nothing Cheeto could do because he just wasn't back fast enough.
They got caught in the corner grabbing boost. You could see Game Strike was doing his best to get back in time. Just unable to get there, and the Dodgers take advantage of the lackluster defense. It will be a 3-3 score with a minute 13 to go here in Game 5. Cheeto and company still putting on the pressure. Here's Game Strike. That's a good play from Ando. Can he get back to it? Venom's going to race Cheeto towards it. Oh, Cheeto scores in his own net. Had to try to make a play. Couldn't do it. 4-3.
Cheeto heard the footsteps coming up behind. In desperation, tries to get behind the ball and just can't get there fast enough. Venom, nice hustle upfield.
And the boost. Little bit unfortunate there from Cheeto. Just didn't have what he needed in the tank to get back. Venom punishes him for it. Now Ando with an open net opportunity. He pushes it wide. Game Strike was threatening to make the save there. Had to try to beat him to the far post. But here's Venom again out in the midfield. 42 seconds left. Ando's got to be careful he doesn't get caught there. Shot does go a bit wide by Cheeto. Bounces up. Game Strike's there. Has to beat Venom. He does. That's Torres. It's just wide, and Ando will pinch it clear. The Dodgers continue to hold on. They've got to do it for the next 25.
That save was awesome. The downside, oh no, here we're seeing pressure from the Tyrants and there's no one there. Game strike ties and, oh no.
Man, you want to see aggression, you want to see quick challenges, but you've got to pick your spots if you're the Dodgers. And just an ill-timed challenge from Venom. It's one move by Game Strike, and he'll collect his hat trick, tying the game at 4 with 15 seconds left to go. Demo onto Cheeto. Ando's got a chance, one-on-one, score! Just like that, the Dodgers regain the lead.
Wow, these last 30 seconds have been a roller coaster of emotions, and there's still 11 to go. Who knows what's going to happen, but I'm pulling for you, Dodgers. Get this one game back. You played awesome through this last game.
Final 11 seconds. If they're anything like the last 11, we're about to see 3 more goals as this one got to come down. Here comes Game Strike. They've got to try to keep the ball in the air. No time remaining now. Cheeto will send it down. Ando taking a look. This is out in front. Cheeto's there. The shot just high. And it will fall to the pitch. The Dodgers walk away with an exciting Game 5. And that will soften the blow of the loss. A 2-3 here for the Dodgers. But more importantly for the Tyrants, they moved to 500 on the season. 1-1 record, but 6-6, I believe, in the game category, Lars, and a good way to bounce back after a tough week 1.
Absolutely. This was so crucial for the Tyrants to pick up the win here going into the rest of the season, and well deserved. I think 3-2 is a pretty appropriate scoreline for this series. When the Dodgers were on, they were really on and did an awesome job keeping that offensive pressure forward and up the field. But when they weren't on, the Tyrants just walked all over them. So I think 3-2 is pretty appropriate for what happened here. But great series out of both teams. You love to see it.
And again, the Tyrants, a couple of dominating victories. You mentioned it, some blowout games, but the Dodgers, they battled hard. I mean, really, if you think about it, this series came down to one goal game, and it very well could have gone the other way. The Dodgers had opportunities in just about every game to make their case, but the Tyrants just a bit too strong. And with that, that's going to close out our first series. Well, our first series. Both of us. Our first series. We've got one more, but third series of the night. One final series to go here on this Saturday night, and of course there will be more tomorrow, but we are going to take a very short break. You're watching the Minor League Esports presented by APM Music.
Going to say anything. We've got a goal, just a good pressure out of Game Strike. Nice pick down into the corner, keeping that away from Ando scrambling to get back.
You give them too much free time, especially in a game mode like 2s.
Absolutely. I know this is something I harped as Cheeto makes a good quick turn off of just a numbers down. Before I guess I'm just too long-winded. I can't finish what I want to say. You have to really balance not overcommitting forward, but slows it down and doesn't try to go over the top. I think a little bit of a fake out to get it past the defense.
Just underneath Cheeto. Those are tough plays to read.
Have a lot of confidence coming out of that first game. If they can't win this one, it's going to put them in a hole mentally more than anything and momentum-wise going forward to the rest of the series. But it looks like Ando's going to give them the lead.
The early goal lead. I like the aggression there from Game Strike. Just a bit unlucky. Played that right into Venom, and he's going to pay for it.
Good aggression out of Game Strike. Cheeto.
Beautifully played there from Cheeto. Solid possession here, especially being that first man. Ando turning the wrong way there. You can see on your screen as well. And that's a great response. Keep it in. Cheeto now along the sidewall. Little bit of an opening there. Great shot, but a better save by Ando. Can they turn this into a goal? Teams, especially in a league like MLE, as Cheeto. Unfortunate play, but a better save, and that's going to turn into a goal as well. Unbelievable. 4-2 now in a pretty critical Game 3. As Game Strike might make it 5. Oh, bad. Good save from Ando. Pinches it off the post. Play there by Cheeto. He should have the clear as well. Now Game Strike with a shooting chance. Takes the shot. It is just a bit wide off the crossbar from Ando across his own. Venom to Ando, and it's 1-1.
Venom got both of us. He faked him out, made it look like he's got enough boost to keep the pressure on, and Game Strike goes up to challenge. It has
Bang, bang on the scoreboard, they take the lead.
That's gotta leave the Dodgers just shook to have the lead in Game 4, and then close to the end here have it flip around from the Dodgers or lack thereof. Ondo definitely needed to stay up on that ball and keep pressure forward to take away Cheeto's easy opportunity upfield, and doesn't. Chooses boost over ball.
The play out of the corner, and it's 2-1.
It's interesting bounce up out of the corner, and Cheeto just interfering enough with Venom to let that ball continue towards center net.
And it goes in 3-2.
Ondo hanging around in front of the net for just way too long. I appreciate the thought. Rotate through the defenders, try to get some bumps or some demos, and disrupt that.
We'll score, and it's 3-3.
I was expecting the flick out of Veno, but nice play, getting that one up in the air and then taking it away from Cheeto. Nothing Cheeto could do.
Cheeto and company still putting on the pressure. Here's Game Strike. That's a good play from Ondo. Can he get back to it? Venom's going to race Cheeto towards it. Oh, Cheeto scores in his own net. Had to try to make a